Hey, y'all. Happy Friday. The week has ended and it's time for the weekend, baby. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. And on your way in, hit the like if you will. And if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, hit the bell so you will get notifications for lives like these, for stories that we carry, that we share with the notifications. So hit the bell as well. We appreciate you being here. Say hi to me as you come in. Um, Over here, nothing but good vibes over here. And we're going to end the week out, of course, talking about Diddy and other things. So y'all come on in and share with us. Good evening, Miss Harlem. Come on up. Glad to see y'all here. I hope that, we look forward to people talking to us in the chat or on the stage. Either way, if you want to come in and talk or if you just want to listen, that's cool too. That is cool too. Happy Friday, and thank you, Candy's World. I appreciate it so much. Miss AP, prayers, peace, and love. Hey, y'all. Hey, you finally caught alive. Thank you for being here. I know I go live at crazy hours, but thank you so much for being here. You know, I always appreciate it. Always have. So glad to have you in tonight. Harlem's up. We're just out here covering the Diddy trial as we have from its beginning. We're going to talk about it. If anybody wants to come up, we have already put the link in the chat. If you don't want to come up and you got your opinion, you can drop it in the chat as well. Again, welcome. Hit the like on your way in. We appreciate everybody. Harlem, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, girl. Yeah, I'm excited about Fridays because I know the weekends I what you call it? I post back to back, back to back, back to back because I have a little time. So I'll be excited for the weekend. So anyway, we're gonna talk about it tonight. But instead we're gonna do something different, Harlem. Instead of me starting, would you like to start the conversation?
Oh, I'll start.
Okay. Okay.
You always do so much better because you go all into detail with everything.
But you be having the tea too, Harlem. So come with it, girl. We here for it. We here for it.
I think everybody was complaining. They weren't happy with the defense, how they went after Mia today. Um, it looks like she had a rough time with Brian Steele, right? That's his name.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, but to me, I think it's the defense's job. He did his job to
Yeah.
put that reasonable doubt in your mind to make you question, was she speaking the truth or was she not speaking the truth? And he
Right.
did what he was supposed to do. But from what I was hearing, I'm not sure there were jurors that were in there laughing, and I don't
Laughing.
know if that's a good thing.
Yep. They were laughing, raising an eyebrow, like what? So a lot went on today. So anyway, you're absolutely right. Like, and that has been the talk. Like, so let's just kind of back up a little bit. So today was day 13 of the testimony in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. More testimony will happen next week. So Mia, which is a pseudonym, a former assistant of Sean Diddy Combs, and a friend, a really good friend of Cassie's, was testifying under, like I said, under a pseudonym. Is expected to be back on the stand Monday for more cross-examination. She spoke today about violence, about abuse, about verbal abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse she experienced while employed with this music mogul. And she was on the stand all day, and she was on the stand yesterday, and it's something about her testimony that the defense is really honing in on. And you're right, Brian still came to do his job, and like we said yesterday, we are Diddy has a strong legal team, and we can't, I mean, that's just what it is. I don't have a fight in the game. I'm just here to get justice for what is right, whatever's right. But so the truth of the matter is that he has a strong team. And yes, Harlem, today they came to do their job. And when you look at the jury sitting over there laughing when she talked about the $10 million deal that her lawyer proposed for her severance package. One of the jurors, like, according to Tisa, shout out to Tisa, had raised his eyebrow, like, what? So they're saying that, the defense went hard today and they kind of got one up today, but that doesn't mean that that's going to be the outcome of everything, right? They are doing their job. I think that the government, the prosecution, just need to have her to calm down, because I can tell you a few instances where, like, when he asked her why she was posting for his birthday, and he had supposed to had essayed her, like, a good answer would have been, and again, shout out to Tisa, I'd be thinking what she's thinking, she just say it first, but and she's really good, shout out to her. But a good answer would have been, like, you've already heard her testimony, you heard her say that he has to have his way. When he doesn't have his way, it's not like just a little kid throwing a fit, because that's what he act like, but it's a kid throwing a fit to the 110th power. And so can you imagine, if we step back and look at her overall testimony so far, can you imagine at that time if she hadn't posted about him, if she hadn't posted about his birthday, if she wasn't telling him I love you and boosting his ego, right? So that's how I was looking at it. But people are going to look at it differently, and they did today. They was like, ooh, they got her. But if she just would have kind of went into reiterating, and this is my opinion, just if she would have went into reiterating like what she has already told us, that she walked on eggshells, that almost like if she blinked wrong, she would be in trouble. Like, it's like he's daddy and all his staff are his kids, and they do what he say. And if not, as far as her testimony that pertains to her, she will get abused. As far as Cassie's testimony and as it pertains to her, she would get abused. As far as Deontay's testimony, he started getting abused physically, right? Also, there was mental abuse. So he could tear them up mentally too. He could threaten them, like, this is my livelihood. This is how I live day to day, but you're threatening to take it from me. What also caught my attention today is, like, he wanted her to go out of the country where Kathy was, but she had to pay for that trip. Then he tells her, come back. Well, she's like, I'm sorry to have to ask you, but it costs so much. Can you help me get back? Like, you didn't buy her ticket to get over there. I mean, so I'm just wondering, did you not take care of it? Did you buy her food over there? Like, it's just all crazy. So when Brian still asked her the question, I think she could have answered a different way. And because she didn't answer a different way, people was like, ooh, he got her. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let me see. He doesn't accept no from anyone, and abuse, awful. And exactly right, Miss AP. That's what we were talking about. Like, he does not, you don't tell him no. Just like she said, I wouldn't tell him no about a sandwich, let alone actual things, doing your taxes, rubbing your whatever you wanted. He wanted them to do. They did it because he can't accept no. He's the king of the castle, right? And so that's how they moved in shape. So while the defense came to do their job today and they were successful at that, I tip my hat to them for doing their job. But I think what I do think is that Monday, when she comes back, give her some time. You know, I'm sure the prosecution will tell her, just calm down, just conversation. We got your back, whatever. And just kind of just answer the questions truthfully, the way for what they really are. If you posted because if you didn't, he was going to go off, say that. Let the jury know. I'm not just posting because I'm in love with this man for what he did to me, because he did cross me. I'm posting because if I don't, what is he going to do? And that was just their reality of it all. Let me pull up mine. I had to put my glasses on so I can see y'all. Okay. So y'all already know that now. So then, so the trial so far, Mia is the latest witness to accuse P. Diddy of various forms of, like I said, abuse during this S trafficking trial. Ventura, his former girlfriend, of course, we all know, gave nearly 20 hours of graphic testimony, alleging he used violence and blackmail to make her participate in drug-fueled X parties known as FOs. We also know that he extorted her mom for $20,000. Whether he gave it back or not, or sent it back in 5 days or not, he extorted her mom. That's extortion. So federal charges. Combs has pleaded not guilty to the charges that included racketeering, conspiracy, and S trafficking. And if you guys have been listening, hi, Gloria Robinson. Thank you for being here. Trump said he would look at the facts of the case before considering a pardon. So what that tells me is he's considering one right in the middle of a trial. You come out and say that. But he was at a press conference and they asked the question and he answered it. Trump is Trump. He's going to be Trump. So anyway, what else can we add to this? So about the social media post, wait a minute. Harlan, do you have anything to add to that? She probably was in the freak off with her.
I think as far as the posting, that was just something that she was accustomed to doing as part of her position within the company.
Yeah.
So she just continued doing things that she had been doing.
Yeah, she was already responsible for his social media, all his social media accounts. And so she had one, and once she posted there, she was like, probably, I'll post on mine too, but that was her job. And he's watching her. She said that she cannot be out of eyesight of him. He has to have his eyes on her. She has to be where he is, where she can get to him. And so if she didn't post, or if she disregarded his birthday, like, she would have been in trouble, according to their testimonies. As far as social media posts, the jury was shown more photos that Mia posted on social media for Combs' birthday. The defense attorney, Brian Steele, asked Mia how she could post about a music mogul's birthday without recognizing the significance as the time he allegedly actually assaulted her for the first time. Mia testified that she was expected to, we just said it, she was expected to post for Combs' birthday while she was working for him. So that was part of her job. Regardless of what happened to her, it's like, we don't care about what happened to you. This is him, P. Diddy. Like, I don't care what happened to you. We passed that. You need to be posting. You need to do what I say do. If you don't do what I say do, it's a butt whooping time. So if you guys remember, yesterday, Mia said the first time Combs actually assaulted her was a few months into her employment. So just a few months into her employment, when they were at the Plaza Hotel in New York City for his 40th birthday. And then 5 years later, she posted again, told him happy birthday. And yeah, that's just what she was expected to do. Steele challenged Mia on why she worked for Combs. so long and did things for him, like make a scrapbook for his 45th birthday. So they talked about that today, right? And she had went and she had tapped into like all of his, like his family, his friends, whatever. And she made this scrapbook in a birthday video, even though she said she endured physical, sexual, and emotional abuse for years. She said her reply was her therapist or her psychology textbook would explain it better, but said in an abusive relationship, there's a cycle of violence, and that she is a people pleaser who just wants to make others happy. I can see that. They said that she told everybody, love you, love you. They get off the phone before they get off. I love you. And so she was just accustomed to telling him, I love him. And so her heart, the way she's explaining it, right? Her heart is that she, even though she endures such pain and such violence and abuse and all that, she can't treat people wrong. She said at one point that he was Puff was like really down because he was like, you know what? I've done everything I can do. Like there's nothing else new to me. There's nothing I can't in the world do. And we talked about in one of our videos, we talked about how millionaires, people with a bunch of money, they just get bored. They just, it's kind of lonely at the top. And he had been on a yacht, and he mentioned in the video on the yacht that it's lonely out here. I'm just out here by myself. And so she talked about him, being down and in one instance, and they was like, how did you feel, or how did you respond, or whatever. And she was like, I don't have that kind of heart to say, oh, you feeling like you feeling, but what about how I was feeling? She said she didn't have the heart to say that. She was just saying, she was just trying to console him. She said, I was young and manipulated and eager to survive. She testified. I'm unraveling a lot of this now in therapy. So she is in therapy and she is talking about a lot of this, but she said nobody was there to say these things that were happening were wrong. And she also mentioned that even if she said something, that every time he did something to her, especially sexually, no one was there. So she didn't think that anybody would believe her, and she wouldn't go tell anybody for the simple fact that she wouldn't have proof of it happening. She said there was nobody around us that ever even flinched at his behavior. We talked about that, right? Bodyguards, other workers, other celebrities that are around, that even if this happened, who's going to save her? Who's going to help me? Nobody. They didn't even, like, it became part of the day. It just became the norm for anybody around him. And she said, so everybody just accepted his behavior. She said, I was always in trouble, and I was just always trying to find a way not to be in trouble. Ain't that miserable? I do not want to, I'm gonna let you talk, Harlem. I do not want to be on a job or have to go to a job where I'm always in trouble, and I go to work every day thinking, oh my God, am I going to get in trouble? Am I going to get abused? Am I going to get cussed out? Am I going to get belittled? Am I going to get something thrown at me? And she was just every day with everything he had on her plate to do, still saying, okay, I got to do this right because I'm going to get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble. That's miserable. Okay, Harlem, your turn.
So I wanted to just say back to the social media post where he talked about her posting for his birthday and not acknowledging what had happened to her. Like, was she supposed to post? Was she expected to post, oh, on this day, on this year, I'm recovering from sexual assaults or what have you? What she's supposed to celebrate that every year or acknowledge that every year?
Right. But right. Who did she mention that? She was like, nobody back then was talking about their trauma on social media.
No,
Like
no, because
nobody was out there saying, I got my butt whooped today. I got my butt kicked today. My boss beat me down. My boss poured ice on top of my head today. Nobody was saying that.
No, because even back then and even now, people just try to forget about it.
Yeah.
It happens and they just try to forget all about it.
It's happening to this day. People are still, whatever trauma that they have faced, they're just wanting to not talk about it, not think about it. Just, I can function like this. Let me just put that to the back, right? Until somebody brings it out of me. I'll use an example like a death, like of a family member, like your parent or something. And you just like, I know people myself, like, and when I think about my dad, I'm like, I start to cry and I'm like, nope, nope, nope. I ain't doing that. I ain't crying. I'm stronger than that. He wants me to be strong and don't cry, right? So I'm not posting and I'm not even thinking about it. I'm trying to just get past it. I'm trying to wake up every day and just get through the day. So why am I just going to blast it for the world that I was SA'd and I'm still working for this man? What would that have done to her? It would have gotten worse. Jennifer said, no one unless they knew they have been a victim. No one unless they knew they had been a victim. Right. I get that. Yeah. So you're right, Harlem. She wasn't posting that. Her job was to make him look like the best person in the world. All the followers he had on social media, and how he wanted his family, his kids to see him in a good light. He talked about that. We can't tell nobody because my kids, my family. So yeah. What else,
But
Harlem?
even so, for Brian Steele to make the comment where she said something about her and Puff's relationship, and he says your relationship, but you weren't in a relationship with him. You guys weren't dating, but it was still a work relationship, a
Yes.
friendship. I don't like
Yeah,
this. Like I say, I know they're supposed to do their job, but this is a survivor of violence.
it is. And she told them like we became best friends. Like, but there's so
Why
much.
didn't one of the women question her?
Say that again, Harlem. I missed it.
Why didn't one of the female attorneys question her?
That's where I'm at. I'm like, wonder why because I thought that was the whole point of him wanting to get, a female on there, is to be able to, and I would have thought that they would have, when she came back after lunch, I would have thought that one of the ladies would have cross-examined her. But maybe Monday, I don't know. But Brian still is going hard. He's going hard. Now, there was a little discussion about that album, those books getting to the jury. And they got to him. And what do you think they're going to, like, I wonder what they're thinking when they look through this photo book of all it is just, now, the woman said, when the highs were high, the highs were high. When it was low, it was low. So she didn't say it was all bad all the time. Her whole point was the bad outweighed the good, is how I took it. It was some really, really bad times, but I really had some good times too. And they want her to just discount the good times. Like, don't be we saw you on social media celebrating Justin's birthday party. We saw you on social media, big up in your ball. What do y'all want her to do? Like, what was you expecting her to see back then? We're not in the present now. We're back then. What did you want her to say or do?
Right, because there was a video clip that they tried to insert at the last minute. It was supposed to be one of his birthday parties, and they wanted her demeanor at the party to be shown. But the judge was like, no, because they hadn't been presented before. They said that they had received it the night before, 1 o'clock in the morning or 12 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I went looking for that video. I couldn't find it because they said it was on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. Miss AP says, I'm here with you, phases and Harlem, New York girls, honeys. I'm way over here in Oklahoma. So AP is from your Miss AP, you are from New York as well? I got my East Coast girl. What do you think, Harlem? Do you have any thoughts on like how the judge is? And let me tell you why I'm saying that. I was listening to Girl with That Legal Simone, and she was saying that there's a lot of stuff, and we know she's an attorney. Shout out to her. I really like her channel. But she was saying that the judge is allowing a lot of stuff. Like the prosecution will say object like to about her actual stuff or actual abuse. Um, and Money Man Montana's back. Welcome back. But anyway, that he was allowing a lot of stuff that the defense was saying to her that should have been objected, but he would sustain it. Like a lot of times they would say object, he would say sustain. What do you do? And it kind of looked like he was leaning towards the defense side. What are your thoughts? Have you thought about that?
I haven't looked at it like that because to me, I thought he was kind of being fair.
Me too.
He was kind of telling them, you got to do this, that, and the other, and we moving forward. Like, I didn't see him being partial towards anybody. I'm going to have to go back and listen to some transcripts and see. Because I thought he was being fair.
So for me, I really thought he was too. I think he's being considered of the jurors. I think he's doing a great job keeping them on track. He's like, okay, let's go. Because he told the jurors that this thing would be done before the 4th of July. And he's doing a good job, keeping them. But she is actually in the courtroom, and she maybe it's a lot of stuff that we're missing out on. But as far as what I've seen, I would have to say that I think he's been pretty fair. There's been some times that it looks like, oh gosh, he's leaning towards the defense. Oh gosh, now he's leaning I just think he's trying to remain neutral in this, and he's doing a good job of it at this point. That's what I think. But
yeah, I have to go listen to Simone and see, because like you say, she's in the courtroom and she is a lawyer, so she sees things differently than we see things.
Right. Just like oh gosh, what did she say? And I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, she was talking about because I wasn't thinking this way, but she was saying that also, like whenever they say objection, sustained or strike or whatever, like they can't use the jurors can't use what they said to determine their decision, if that makes sense. So if they said, or if they try to strike a testimony, so like for Dr. Hughes, if the judge would have gone ahead and agreed with the defense and struck her whole testimony, whenever it's time for them to deliberate, they cannot use that as part of their decision making. But I still stand on this. I can't unhear it. I've already heard it. So it's already played a part possibly in how I'm going to make a decision. But they give them this list of questions and say, did you think Mia was this or this? And you say yes or no, yes or no. But she said they also give them a list where they have definitions of everything, just like she was telling us about how they have to have oh gosh, y'all, she was saying it, but it was like the charges that they brought about him are not like it's easy, kind of easier than we think to get to some of those charges. It's not in depth as we think it is. And I'm gonna stop right there because I don't want to mess it up, but I'm gonna come back and tell y'all what I think about it. I'm gonna listen to it again. But it was really interesting because I didn't look at stuff like that whenever she was explaining it to me. So again, I say all of that to say she is a lawyer. She is physically in the courtroom. So there are some things that she can see that we haven't seen yet, right? And so that's why I like listening to them, because they're actually in the courtroom, and they get everything that we don't get. So that's my
Yeah, because like you say, how can you unhear something that you've already heard, because they've heard it and they may have written a note about it.
yeah. And even if
So
go ahead.
even if you tell me that I can't use that, it's already in my mind. I'm already thinking of it. I'm going to use it.
I'm gonna use it. You can't take it back, and that's just a human thing. You can't unhear what you've already heard. So anyway, thank you guys for being here. Hit the like button on your way in, if you will. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. Thank y'all all for being in the chat and joining in with us tonight on this beautiful Friday. It's all good vibes over here. I'm seeing some people from way back that has come back tonight. Like, I'm excited about that, and I appreciate y'all being here. Harlem and I are on. I don't know even know if Harlem knows this, but we're on a mission to go live every day through the end of this trial till we get to a verdict. So if you guys will join us, that would be awesome. All right, so moving on. It says maintained honesty. So Leah says she hasn't lied to anyone about anything at all about the alleged essay she endured by Combs, after Steele suggested 3 times during her cross-examination that she made up the allegations. So, for example, Mr. Combs never had unwanted, let me start over. Mr. Combs never had unwanted, non-consensual, forcible, actual contact with you. Isn't that true? Steele asked. She said, what I said in this courtroom is true. I have not lied to anyone at all, Mia replied. With that, I have believed Mia from the time she started talking. So I don't think that she's lied about anything. Like she said, she tried to forget it all. And you gotta think about it. This is years ago, right? And then I'm steady trying to unlive it. I don't want to live that. I don't want to think about it. And so he was trying to make her, and that's just a lawyer, trying to make it seem like she was lying about somebody. Jennifer said, I agree. Can you yeah, even if a judge tells you this here. Hey, Atlanta, Georgia. By the way, I'm in Oklahoma. Atlanta, Georgia. I'll be in Atlanta soon. But right, back to that. You cannot, even if the judge tells you, just like the judge told them, don't be going to find Mia's name and put it out there. People had put her name out there, but then they go back and take it back. But I mean, you just can't unhear stuff. That's just that.
Yeah, because that's just like the jury not being sequestered and he telling them, don't search anything on the case, turn your notifications off. Really, do you think some of these people have not been out here on YouTube?
You gonna get some people that 1 or 2 people that might not, but it's everywhere. How can you avoid it? You turn on the TV, you hearing it. You pick up your phone, it's on your phone. They are not. It's how do you avoid it? How do you not? And you're saying I'm not going to sequester. Go ahead and go home. Go out in the world. Then come back tomorrow. But when you go out in the world and go home or whatever, don't look at social media. Don't talk about the case. Don't say it ain't happening. It ain't 100% happening.
Yeah, because the case is everywhere. All news outlets are reporting on it.
Every outlet you can think, even ones you wouldn't think, is reporting on it.
Right.
So leaving Combs Film Company. So Mia said she was loving working in the film and TV. Mia said she was loving working in film and TV when she was informed in 2016 that Revolt Film was shutting down. She said Leaving felt like the worst thing in the world and told Steele that her time at the company was the only life she knew. She said, I didn't want to leave the company that I built where I actually started to see my dreams come true, come to fruition, she said. So I believe like when she left the company, like we know that when she came on, that was her whole mission. She loved the film industry. And she said he was like, oh, I'm gonna give you a raise. I'm just she said, I don't want to, all I want to do is make films. I want to, that was her dream. And then it just led up to years over time that it just was snatched away from her. She was getting fired. She was leaving the company. And the time that he was firing her, I forgot who he sent to tell her she was fired, but was saying they had told her that the film, they said it wasn't making money, but yet they just told her that that was the only entity right now in the company that was really doing well and making money. She knew that it wasn't that. That wasn't the reason she was going. She pissed him off. He got mad or was crying about something, and now she can't work. You got to go. You got to go. And so, that was her livelihood. That was all she knew. That's just like him. Like you're used to mansions, you used to being the boss, you used to coming and going, like you used to private jets, you used to having FOs, you used to all that. And now it's been snatched away. Can you imagine how they felt when you snatched their jobs away from them for no reason? And all they did was like kiss your feet. Like you got to pay for that. You can't do people wrong. You just can't do people wrong.
Right.
What else? Prosecutors list the next 4 witnesses expected to testify after Mia. So after Mia, the former assistant to P. Diddy, who is testifying under a pseudonym, we said that already. She will wrap up her testimony probably Monday. They possibly will be done with her on Monday because remember, they got other people with flights ready to come to testify. So they got to move it along, and the judge is going to make sure they kind of move it along. But anyway, the prosecutors this afternoon listed the next 4 witnesses they expect to take the stand in the S trafficking trial of this music mogul. So the first one is Enrique Santos. Who is that, Harlem? Let me Google Enrique.
I think Enrique may have been a manager at one of the hotels, I think. Because I saw his name before, I just don't remember.
That sounds so familiar. Let's just see really quick. Enrique Santos. There we go. Oh, so it says, I pushed the wrong one. Enrique Santos, Eddie Garcia, who worked in security at the Intercontinental Hotel, is expected to test. Oh, wait a minute, that's Eddie. So it says Enrico Santos and Eddie Garcia, who worked in security at the Intercontinental Hotel. Garcia is expected to testify under immunity. Now, who's Enrique? Enrique Santos. Let's find out. Oh, he's a police officer in Miami. He's a Miami police. So Enrique Santos is one of the Miami police officers. Eddie Garcia worked at the Intercontinental Hotel in security, and he's going to testify under immunity. Let's see. Did he devil same amount of letters? It's facts. He is. And then a hotel custodian is going to testify. And then Frank Pizzazz, a forensic video expert. Oh my gosh, it's going to be interesting.
So who's the 4th one?
That was it. It was Enrique, Eddie Garcia, a hotel custodian, and Frank Piazza.
Okay.
And Frank is the
Okay.
forensic video expert. If they don't hurry up and bring KK in here,
So that was my thing. That was my thing. I was kind of confused with. Okay, Brian Steele said that something about the text messages, how he received them from the prosecutors, they were having an issue with printing them or something.
uh-huh.
And did you hear where it was said they contacted KK's lawyer to obtain them?
No. Tell me more.
Yeah, he said that because they were having issues with printing them. I don't understand. It's 10 lawyers. So out of the 10 lawyers, y'all all in different companies. Nobody could print them. Y'all contacted KK's lawyer to get copies of the text messages. Wouldn't any evidence come from the prosecution?
Ew. I'm saying yes. I would think. I would think so.
Because I would think any evidence that they needed, oh, I'm having an issue with this, like if it was a disc or something or whatever that wasn't open in the file or whatever, you would go back to the prosecution.
You would go back
So
to the
that makes me think, is KK testifying in as for the defense?
Here's my thing. But before I say this, my Money Man Montana, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. I'll be excited about my little super chats. Thank you so much. But I'm starting to think, oh no, that's a hard call. I'm starting to feel like she might testify for the defense. But here's the thing: she testifying for the defense don't get her immunity, and
No.
she has been, her name has been all up in this. She has done a lot. You see her call. Mia said they called her 48 times to wake her up. And KK was one of them calling, just calling. Who wants you to call him? Where you at? Where you at? KK was all in the mix. You know why? Because KK did what he told her to do too.
Right.
So I just feel like if she does like that, she may perjure herself. I don't know
Yeah.
though, but it feels
Yeah.
like. But what girl is that legal? What Simone talked about? She said how she kind of figures who is testifying and who's not is because they cannot be in that courtroom. If you're a witness, you cannot be in that courtroom. So there has not been any bodyguards in there except for Gene Deal. Roger Bonds hadn't been to the courthouse. There's other that has not been to the courthouse. KK dang sure wasn't coming to the courthouse anyway. But that's how, like, they cannot come and watch any part of the testimonies if they are going to be called as witnesses. And so, that remains to be seen. I feel like she's going to be called for sure, 1,000% for sure. But what side she's going to testify on, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Always prosecution side.
Yeah, because I want to know about all of those bodyguards, security guards, whatever. D-Rock, Ruben, Uncle Paulie, like where they fall at, because y'all is going down.
Absolutely. If you ain't testifying for that prosecution and you had anything to do with anything, you just heard it just now. She said they didn't even flinch when they saw stuff.
No.
You've got people taking people to the Central Park at night, just stand there and letting him just do and say what he want to do. You got people sitting in a building for 5 days, just making her sit there for 5. Like, where are y'all? Where are those people? So anybody that worked for him did anything that he said do. Now she said D-Rock and them hiding in those tunnels. I believe they ain't said nothing about the tunnels yet. But my question would be, like, they kept saying D-Rock was passed away, but then they said he's not passed away. Like, where's D-Rock? Because just in 2023 or 2024, he called Mia. And she
Right.
believes
That's what I
calling
was
her.
going to say.
Yes, and he believes that he was calling her because P. Diddy had her do it, because right after that, P. Diddy calls her and she said she saw it was him and just threw her phone and ran out the door. She's that messed up in the head. Oh, thank you. So yeah, so I think that he was trying to, I think P. Diddy said call because she, she really likes you, D-Rock. She'll talk to you. And she did talk to D-Rock. And right after they hung up, who calling her? And so
Right.
I think if D-Rock is alive, he may be called to the stand as well. Because I won't know where they at. Where y'all at?
And that's witness tampering. It didn't have to be him that tampered. It was his co-conspirator.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right. Mia said she was loving working in the film and TV when she was informed in 2016. We talked about that when she was informed in 2016 that Revolt Film was shutting down. She said, I didn't want to leave the company that I built where I was actually started to see my dreams come to fruition, said the former assistant. She said defense attorney Brian Steele had asked to explain about why she wasn't happy to be free from that employment. Mia testified it was the only life she knew, described her time working for Combs as dog years that felt even longer than the 8 years she worked for him. Still suggested leaving the company was a good thing for her because you're away from your abuser. No, because at that time, I didn't realize that. In hindsight, it was fantastic. But at the time, the worst thing in the world. So do you get what she's saying? Back then, she know if she knew what she knew today, yeah, it was the best thing. But at the time, it was not, because she was living her dreams, even though it was the worst experience. She was young. She was living her dreams. She got to experience things that people wish they could experience. She said, you got people writing books about this life. Thank you for this life. Like, it's really good when it's good, right? So she wasn't thinking about that right then. Right? All she was thinking is, they done let me go. I've been doing this for 8 years. What am I, what am I supposed to do? This was my livelihood. This was my dream. And now it's all just snatched away overnight. Brian still wanted her to say, he was trying to make it look like she enjoyed her time there, and what she's saying is really not true. What she's saying happened to her really didn't happen to her. That's what he's trying to do. That's what the defense is trying to paint a picture of Mia being this liar on the stand, lying about a lot of things because she enjoyed her life. She enjoyed her job. She loved her boss. That's what they're trying to paint the picture for the jury. Let me see. D-Rock. I can't see that. Oh, D-Rock.
She said D-Rock co-signed the beatings on Cassie.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How many people saw Cassie get abused? It ain't even funny, and did not one thing. And a lot of them, some of them was like, it's like, why you didn't do nothing? It's like, it was my job, my career. I think that was what was he? Assistant that was a week or so ago, or 2 weeks ago. He said he saw it. And it was like, well, why didn't you do anything when you saw it? He was like, my career. It was all about money. All about money. Did you guys see that? And we kind of talked about this yesterday, where the Punisher said that if he could talk to Cassie, what he would tell her today, that he was sorry, he would apologize to her, and anything that he did that added to her pain, that he's sorry, like he never would have did it, but he had no inclination that she was going through the drama.
Right.
Horrific. It's horrific. It's horrific. Was the only male that tried. Deontay was the only one. Man, listen, Deontay put his life online. He jumping on backs and everything. Get off my friend. He might have got slung around, but he was down for her. And he was like, man, let's get you away from him. We got other men out here way better, look better. They got a bag too, you pretty, he fine. He did. He was really a friend. And they was like, they had asked him, like, did he go through her things? And he's like, that's my friend. Like, that was my friend. I wasn't on that kind of time. I was really a friend. That's really my friend to today. I really called her and congratulated her on the baby. Like, she's really my friend. But have you noticed that everybody so far that worked for him has not thrived since leaving him? Like Mia says, she doesn't even have a job. She tried to go work the job, and she said like her boss would text her and like, "Where are you?" And she was like, she felt like she had to explain, "I was here. I was doing this because this and this is." And he was like, "Okay, all I wanted to do is see if you wanted to go have coffee," like So that PTSD kicked in, and so she hasn't been able to hold a job. Like he messed people up. He messed people up.
Yeah, because I believe he probably blackballed, them in the industry if they wanted to work in the industry, and even in the corporate world, he may have had some influence in them not being able to get positions.
Girl, he just this life he had. This man was on top of the world. He had connections with the police officers, with the fire department, with the hotels, with the whatever. He got what he wanted. And if he had to pay for it, he was willing to pay whatever to get it done. So he could, and he told him, you won't ever work again. You mess with me, you won't ever work again. Now, let's talk about on the yacht, where she having to run from him on the yacht and go hide, where Kim Porter finds her and she's distraught. And Kim was like, "It's okay, it's gonna be okay." He bust up in there. B, if you want off this boat, you gonna have to walk on water like Jesus did. What?
Hmm.
Do what? She finally gets off the boat. They bring the little safety boat or whatever to get her on land. And right before she gets on land, bring her back. So what do? They take her back.
Right.
She said she had to run to the third floor to hide, and that's where Kim came and found her. And here he come, and Kim standing right there, and he cussing her out, talking crazy. Now, how I'm gonna get off this boat in the ocean? You gonna have to walk on water, B. Just mean, just mean. He was like,
That
"No
was just
trouble."
a
So
crazy environment.
crazy. Who says that? Who tells somebody that? It's crazy. Sad for her. Just sad. All right. So then let's move on a little bit. So jury sees text messages Mia sent to another employee after learning the film company was shutting down. So the jury saw messages Mia sent to KK, Christina Coram, Sean Diddy Combs' chief of staff in December of 2016. Here go her name again. She testified the messages were following her meeting. She testified the messages were following her meeting with another executive who informed her Revolt Films would be shutting down. She wrote to KK, saying, "My life is over." So right then, when she found it was shutting down, she instantly went into depression stage. Like she was like, "There's no way I'm going to be able to work again. There's no way I'm going to have the opportunity that I had here again. This is crazy." She said the two exchanged a couple of messages before Mia stopped responding. Coram sent several messages asking Mia to answer her phone. Mia later stopped responding, apologizing, and saying she'd call Coram soon. Coram said she wanted to make sure Mia was okay. Mia says, I'm not, but I'm alive and I love you. Mia responded according to the messages. Corm sent messages calling her a superstar and complimenting her. Mia responded that she was so heartbreaking, I can't breathe. So she went into a whole panic attack about this happening to her because she's like, that's all I know. This is what I've been doing day in and day out for 8 years. Yeah, I went through drama. Yeah, I had issues. It was going down that way. It was bad, but it was also good. And I was living the life I dreamed about. And now it's just over. Nobody could save her because once he made up his mind, it was over. And then he gets mad about a severance package because she went and got an attorney because she wasn't sure how to handle it. So she goes and get an attorney, and that's where the $10 million the lawyer asked for the $10 million settlement. It ended up being 400,000. Her lawyer got half of that, so she walked away with 200,000. This was for overtime. This was for bonuses she was supposed to get. This was for other things. Yep, he is a whole blasphemous man who never knew love. Yep, a whole demon, a sociopath. Yep, all of that. So, yeah, she was at the point where that was it for her. Had a couple of jobs after that. It didn't work out because her PTSD kicked in. Defense attorney Brian Steele asked me about the birthday video that Judge Aaron Subermain precluded earlier this afternoon from being admitted as evidence. Asked if she remembered making the video. We said that. Asked her if she remembered making a birthday video for Sean Diddy Combs. Mia said that one year she compiled a video of shout outs from many important people in his life, including herself. She said she probably told Combs she loved him in the video, but doesn't remember. Mia testified, couldn't remember how many people participated. She reached out to a list of people Combs always wanted at his parties and his family to ask if they wanted to send a shout out and got many videos back, Mia said. Steele suggested Mia made the video in 2013, but she said she couldn't remember the year. To create the birthday scrapbook, Mia said she reached out to the people at Sean Diddy Combs' companies who handled several archives and asked them for copies of articles mentioning the music mogul. She then printed out the articles, highlighted Combs' name, and put them in chronological order in the scrapbook to mark his 45th birthday in 2014. What was wrong with that? Like, she couldn't do that because she's been traumatized, but she's still on the payroll. So,
right.
And her thinking in her mind is like, this would be amazing, and maybe he'll think even better of me, and maybe I won't get in trouble so much. Like, I can just imagine the things going through her mind. And plus, it seems like from being with her these 3 days, and hearing from her, that she just had that kind of heart. Like, it's his 45th birthday, and all the people that he always wanted around him, plus his family. We got some shout outs to him. Like, this would be a good birthday present for him. She wasn't thinking, oh, and by the way, he beat my tail. He essayed me. She wasn't on that page. But she said she had, yeah. The assistant who worked under Combs from 2009 to 2017 previously testified he SA'd her a few months into her employment and on multiple occasions throughout the year. All right, we already talked about that. All right, so Mia says her trauma brain often wins over her logical brain. I can see that. I'm just saying. So he said, why did you need someone else saying that it was wrong of Mr. Combs to make you feel like he would unalive you? Brian Steele asked. She said, that's when she said that she has a logic brain and a trauma brain, and the trauma brain always wins. Wow, poor Mia.
Right.
Eventually it becomes normalized, and you're just trying to get back to the good. You make excuses for people. I'm a people pleaser. Yeah, she did, and she made excuses for him. Like she would, like, something would happen that it was bad that he did, but he said, we're gonna say this happened, right? Just like when Cassie got cut, we're gonna say, I forget what he said, that she bumped her head on
Yeah.
something. She needs
Yeah.
to,
That she had been drinking and she
yeah,
tripped and fell and yeah.
that's what we're gonna tell him. Yeah. So it was never, he never wanted himself to look bad. And Mia knew it, and Mia was doing anything that she could to stay in his good graces. She said, I just wanted to do my best and make everybody happy all the time. So I tend to take a lot more. I tend to take a lot more than normal people. I don't know how to explain that. I don't know if I should apologize for that. I forgive people all the time for things, she said. It's just who she is. It's just who she
Right.
is.
Right. Because I mean, she seems to have been a caring, kind-hearted person just by listening to her
Mm-hmm.
before. So I mean, she wouldn't change.
Yeah. And it seemed like from listening that she loved people, and she told them, I love you. She told her friends and her people she worked for that she loved them. She said
Right.
every day. She just was a loving person. And just like she said, she took a whole lot before, before it came to this. She said she just take a lot from people, and she's easy to forgive. Like, okay, I forgive you. Okay, beat my A tomorrow last night, but today I forgive you. It's okay. You know, take off with my whole, you fire me today and cuss me out and hire me back tomorrow. It's okay. Thank you for hiring me back. That's the kind of person. She's a very passive person, sounds like.
Yeah.
Um So a former assistant, okay, we already said that. Looking at it, she said, I remember this. It was so nice of me. Yep. Mia gave the scrapbook to Combs for his 50. Okay, we know that. She said, Puff, sometimes life goes by at catastrophic speeds. Goes by at okay. Puffs, sometimes life goes by at catastrophic speeds where you never get to live in and enjoy the now. So basically saying, they're like they work 24 hours a day. So they're going here, doing this, we're having a party, we're enjoying this time, but we got to enjoy this, but right now we got to move and do this. She said her life was like that all the time, going, that I can't enjoy the now. Can we just stop and breathe, enjoy right now? And they didn't have that opportunity many times. She wrote she hoped that he'd be able to sit back and take in the now with as much as he had accomplished, saying she put together the book of a magazine article from 91. She put together a book of magazine articles from 1991 to 1999 to stare at some nostalgic feelings of when you started and how you felt. So just giving him a chance to just look over everything that he's accomplished in his life, make him feel good. That was her mission. And then Brian still gets up there and want to make it a bad thing. Lord. Um, this is good.
Yeah, but I just see the defense kind of dragging things out because
Mhm.
he didn't finish with her today, so she has to come back Monday.
You got to come back Monday. So then we talked about the media. No external sounding board. So Mia says she was in fear anytime Combs was unhappy because his happiness equated to her safety. That is crazy to me. So if he woke up on the wrong side of the bed, her life is in danger. Ain't no telling what's going to happen. Basically, what she's saying. She said, so Mia testified that she had friends outside of her job but she didn't get to see them or speak to them. She said, I did not have an external sounding board. She said, when it was suggested that she could have reached out to them if she wanted to, she disagreed, saying, so they're saying, what they were saying is that you had friends and family outside of this life with P. Diddy. You could have reached out to them. She disagreed. She said, no, there was absolutely no time, and I had to get permission to leave or do things, adding, I had to beg to go to my grandmother's funeral. Mm-mm-mm. To your grandma's funeral. Like, you don't have a heart for that. So I'm sitting here begging to go to my grandma's funeral. I would have been fired because I'm leaving. Um, yes, my ball. Defense attorney Brian Steele continued showing photos to Mia posted on social media and asked her whether she posted a photo of the man who ruined her life. She said yes, and my boss and the person I was with all the time. How do you have a good moment with Sean Combs when you're terrified of him? Steele asked. It's easy because the dynamics would shift, Mia replied. So when things were good, we felt really safe and we forgot. We almost forgot about those things. Then everybody was walking on eggshells. All right. She said, so he had threatened my life on the phone the night before. I guess this was his apology. So in her repost, she wrote, nicest caption ever. Thanks, Puff. Love you. You've shown me the world. So let me back up. Combs posted a photo of them together and wrote, this is what he wrote. Beside every great man is a great woman. He added, P.S. Sorry, I was acting crazy last night. In her post, she wrote, nicest caption ever. Thanks, Puff. Love you. You've shown me the world. Defense attorney Brian Steele asked me if she reposted this, even though she said Combs had just threatened her life and traumatized her for years. See, she said, yes, of course, I did. Defense attorney Brian Steele showed another photo Mia posted to celebrate Combs' birthday, where the caption said in part, "Happy birthday." Steele asked Mia what that referred to. Puff decided to change his birthday that year, so we all promoted it, she testified. So they all promoted his birthday party because he was going to make changes. He wasn't going to do what they had planned to do. So the staff just all posted it, to promote that there was going to be changes. She did too.
Yeah, but he's trying to get to the fact that you shouldn't have posted it because you said that he essayed you. Why did you post it?
Why did you post it? Okay, all right, okay, everybody else posted, but he essayed you. He just hurt you, and you posted it. Well,
Yeah.
probably if I wouldn't have posted it, I would have got hurt some more. No more. I promise you, I would have quit the first day. I like Harlem. When they took me to Central Park, it would have been like that. I'm done. Why are we in Central Park? Why are you coming to the door in your drawers having a business meeting? All those things. Mia's demeanor on the stand is still guarded. During her testimony, her head is bowed down with the part in her hair and the most visible feature in her face. Long bangs hang past her eyes, shielding them from view. Sean Diddy Combs blew a kiss to his mother, who is seated in the second row behind him with his sons and sister. I never knew he had a sister.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that she had been going to court every day, even when the mother and the kids weren't there. She was there.
So which one is she? Is she shorter? Is she with the long hair?
I don't think she comes in with the family
It was
because
a different.
she's a darker complexion.
Oh, okay. So no, that wasn't her because this lady wasn't so dark.
Yeah, she's a darker complexion like Puff.
Yeah,
So I don't think she comes in with the family.
yeah. Combs' former employee says she had PTSD and hasn't been able to work. She said, I would have to leave when she would get a job. I would have to leave. I would be triggered by really normal situations with like an overwhelming sense of fear of being in trouble. So she couldn't keep a job. We talked about that. She said, I was scared of him. The jury saw messages of Combs threatening to tell Ventura about the essay Mia experienced, but with a different framing. Mia testified as though it was my fault or that I had a part in it. Like he was threatening. I'm gonna tell. I'll put it out there. I'll tell everybody what happened. And she was like, "But you caused it to happen. Like I didn't. I never wanted to be with you in that way ever." But he was making her feel like I'm gonna tell everybody that you wanted it, that you wanted this to happen. That's crazy. She also testified that Combs threatened her job, her life overall, lots of threats over calls, texts, and emails. She was suspended several times from her job for different reasons, including accidentally falling asleep after being awake for days and reacting to one of Combs' violent episodes. She tried to leave her job working for Combs, but she was worried Combs would have destroyed her reputation, and she wouldn't be able to find work elsewhere. She testified, saying, I was scared of him. In one instance, Mia testified she was kicked off a yacht. Oh, that's what we talked about. Just for counting the money too slow. Count this money. Oh, you count too slow. Get off this boat. Only to be brought back. Oh my gosh. Yeah, y'all, that's what I have. That's what I have today. So it'll be interesting to see, to hear the testimony of the was it the maintenance man, the police officer, forensic specialist. That'll be really good. And whatever else happens. So they're gonna start Monday out with Mia and then bring those next four up. So did they go ahead?
No, I was going to say, but those four will probably be quick. They're not going to take like a day or two or what have you. There's another victim. There's Jane.
There's going to be, and I believe it's going to be next week too. Like you said, yeah, I agree. Like they'll be really quick because all like most of these type of people, like LAPD, the fire, they didn't last this long either. So I think these people will be real short, and then there's going to be a surprise witness other than these four that's going to testify.
Yeah.
Next week. So anyway, that was this past week for Mia. We're gonna continue to pick up on Monday. Tomorrow when we go live, if there's anything breaking, if there's anything going on, outside of the Diddy thing, it's just gonna be about having fun tomorrow night. And if we end up talking about Diddy, fine. If there's other things we can talk about, fine. Megan Thee Stallion, as things are coming up with her. We know about Cardi B and Offset situation. So there's a lot we could talk about tomorrow and kind of give Diddy a break. But I mean, if we go back on the Diddy rant, we can do that as well. But anyway, anything else you got, Harlem?
No, I don't think I had anything else. I think you got everything.
All right. Well, I had a good time tonight. Again, I appreciate everybody being here. If you're new here, thank you for being here. Thank you for being subscribed and catching our live tonight. I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all's weekend, and hopefully you guys can join us tomorrow night as well. So I can join y'all. Okay. Let me read some of these comments. So I can join y'all on the regular. We want you here, Miss AP. We love you.
Yeah,
We
she
love
says she
us
got to
some
make
you.
sure her notifications are
Yeah,
on.
turn your notifications on. Hit that bell. Thank you for everything. Share it out. Let your people know we here. And thanks for being here, y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow, hopefully. It'll be about the same time we usually come on. So we'll see y'all tomorrow. Harlem, thank you for everything, girl. Appreciate you.
Sure. Good night.
All right. Good night, y'all. Bye-bye.
Okay.